After many months, we have finally secured the intel we need to find this Upper Mullet Creek Aboriginal shelter. So I'm back up here in the Tunnel Fire Trail car park just up from Woy. But considering I know exactly where this joint is now, it's only going to take me probably 15 minutes to half an hour of filming, so I thought I'd incorporate something else. So I'm going to show you guys how to get to the Mount Wondabyne Trig station. So we're going to start the track here behind me, which is the Tunnel Fire Trail. There was a huge semi-trailer that went down here. I don't know if they're doing some grading on the track down here, but we might come across a huge truck down there. Hopefully it won't be closed off to walkers. I don't think it will be. And last time I was up here, I noticed a new sign down at the quarry here as we're walking along the trail. So what we'll do a little bit of filming around that quarry, and then I'll show you exactly what tracks to take if you're interested to see the Mount Wondabyne Trig. Apparently it has 360-degree views. So it's meant to be one of the more spectacular ones around. So I'm just going to kit up and then we'll start our walk. It's 14 degrees. It's rather windy. I was going to do a bit of filming outside, but I was a little bit worried that the camera might be hampered by the noise of the wind. Alright, let's go. Just down from the gate up there where I've parked my car, we've got these two humongous vehicles sitting idle here. What they're going to be used for, I have no idea. As I said, there was a huge truck that headed down here that I gather dropped these two things off. But where that truck's gone, I don't know. It was massive. We'll probably come across him down here somewhere. It is chilly. I was in two minds whether or not to take my hoodie or not, but I warm up so quickly doing these walks, so I'll put up with a little bit of the chill now, and then once it warms up a little bit after, I should be okay. It's meant to be 21 degrees up here at Woy today, and it's meant to be completely sunny. It's a bit of cloud cover at the moment, overcast. Coming down the Mooney Bridge there, it was totally fogged out. There was a whiteout. Could not see a thing. So it won't be long before we reach that quarry. I don't think I've ever filmed around there before. Just trying to see where these tracks of this truck went. He's probably headed down there. You can see the track marks here and here. I'd say he's gone down there. The sun's slowly poking through. So once we cross the rock up here, we should get a little bit of sun on us. I've just noticed that truck driver, and he's down the bottom there. I don't know if you guys will be able to pick him up, but he's in his orange fluoro standing outside of his truck there. So maybe that's where they're going to be doing a lot of the work. I don't know if they're going to clear this area. Maybe they're clearing some sort of service track here for the power lines maybe. If you notice here, got a little bit of a track that heads up, or a vehicle can get up and service those, but this one here just seems to be all bush. Although you don't have another power pole here, so maybe this is not what they're going to do, but he's got his lights flashing down there, so we'll keep on going. So coming down the Tunnel Fire Trail, you can still see Woy Road, the cars passing up the top there. the first thing that you'll come to is this little bit of rock platform that you need to cross. So this is the way to Mount Wondabyne Trig Station. So just keep on coming down this track, and the first thing that you'll see is this rock platform that doesn't have a lot of water today. Normally you have to jump or walk through the water here, but it hasn't been a lot of rainflow up here, it looks like, in the last week, so it looks pretty bare today. See a little channel down through there, and then once you pass this you go up around the next corner, and that's where the quarry is. So you've got a little bit of water to cross here, but you're not even getting your feet wet. There's been times that I've come up here this year where it's been quite heavy through here, so around winter time. So I've got the sun poking through, the blue sky. The clouds seem to be dispersing. They seem to be all heading out that way. So we should get a beautiful day. It's going to be overcast on the northern beaches today, and then when I got the guys at work to have a look what Woy Woy was going to be like, they smiled and said 21 degrees and full sun. And look at that sky. I think they're correct. Well, this was the sign I was telling you guys about in the car. I don't know if this has always been here. To me this looks like it's new. I would have noticed this in the past, but it says here Bulls Hill, access on or near dam wall is hazardous, slippery, poisonous animals, uneven surfaces, swimming not advised, and falling. So I've never been down here. So they call it a dam, not a quarry. So this is just down from Roy Lamb the Sandman. So up the top there, if you see some trucks and some buildings, that apparently is Roy Lamb the Sandman. You notice his sign coming down Woy Woy Road. So they may have turned this into a dam now, but once upon a time I would say this was an old quarry. So where are they saying that it's slippery? You can't even get through. I think this is as far as we're going to go. Is that water on that side as well? Yep. That's it. The water's come in and joined the water over here, and it's not allowing us to get through any further. How cold is it? How deep is it? More to the point. Can I go through there? Is it quicksand? I've got no idea. Tell you what, the water's nice and warm. It is very warm. Alright, we'll give it a cracker. See if we get across the shortest possible route straight through here. No swimming advised, but walking through seems to be okay. I just want to get on this. Ooh, now that you're sinking in there. See, this is where you've got to be really careful. Okay, we've done it, although I'm getting stuck. I don't want to wreck the straps on my boomerangs. One more, come on. Okay. Jesus Christ, that is sticky. I won't be going back that way. I'm going to see if I can walk on this bank and maybe through these reeds. Where are you, son? It's freezing. Let's go see how slippery this damn wall is. Nice area for bird life. I thought this cloud cover was heading out to sea. Looks like it's coming in. You know what? The track's just up there, so I didn't even have to go back the same way I came. I'm just going to scale this rock ledge up here and head back along the tunnel fire trail. There's a little bit of wind blowing down here, so hopefully you can still hear me. So Bulls Hill Dam, is that what it's called? That's what we're going to call it. There's the buildings up there that I was telling you about. Roy Lamb the Sandman. You can hear the froggies. I don't know where the slippery part is. This is pretty, I wouldn't call it jagged rock, but there's plenty of uneven surfaces here for you to get your footing, so I don't know where it would be slippery. Nice place for a picnic, actually. You hear the ducks in the reeds there. Research on this place when I get home and find out exactly what it was called and why it was quarried back in the day. Alright, straight up there and then straight up from the track up there. Listen to that bird life. I've just come back down to take some pictures of this side of the dam. It is very peaceful. And I've noticed on this roadway up here that it just keeps on going. So I'm going to Google map this place when I get home and find out exactly where that goes to. See if there's anything up that way worth exploring. You can hear that truck. Well, there was nothing slippery about this place, so my advice would be, if you are going to explore the Mount Wondabyne Trig station, drop into Bulls Hill Dam, come down the track, cross a little bit of a waterway, come along the dam wall here, and then just head straight up here, which is very easy. Look at all the cockatoos in the trees over there. And then you've got a track straight back up onto this trail here. And then once you've completed that, turn right, and the next marker will be the famous intersection. I don't think anyone else calls it that, but I've coined it that. So once we get to the intersection, I will show you exactly what way to go to find the trig. Just after Bulls Hill Dam, you will come to another gate, and it's not often that you see this gate open, but it is today. I can't see any tracks on the gravel here from any heavy vehicles. Might be a little one here, but why this gate's open today and not any other time that I've come up here is a mystery. Unless those two vehicles that were parked up there at the top of the tunnel fire trail intend on coming down here, but someone's opened this. Let's see what kind of locks on here. I'd say Avis. All Coast Avis. All Coast Avis. A pin tumbler lock. We've got these signs here, so if you see these signs, you know you're going the right way. Sometimes I can't even squeeze through there because I've got my tack belt on and I've got this bag hanging off my tack belt. It's very hard to squeeze through, so it's made it easy today that the gate's been open. We've got blue sky above us, but that cloud cover over there is stopping any heat coming down from that sun. Although I am warming up now, so you can hear the train in the distance. It's a freight train coming along Mullet Creek there. We should hear plenty of those today. Just coming up to the intersection now. Earlier this year, on one of my many failed attempts to find the Mullet Creek Aboriginal long shelter, someone had mentioned about a ventilation shaft for the Woy Woy tunnel. So I did a bit of research on that and I drew a line on Google Maps to see if I could find it, and it's straight through here and it intersects with the Hawkesbury track. That track takes you to Carrion Brook, and I walked that probably about 3 or 4 months ago. I got cut up pretty bad that day. You can see our densities through there. I could not find anything, any signs whatsoever of any ventilation shaft. You would think that it would be sticking out of the ground, and even if it was leveled, where they would have concrete over it, there shouldn't be anything growing on it. But I couldn't find a thing. So if there was one, it's not there now. So if you want to go looking for that, intersection's just here. If you follow in the bush here, so we're virtually on top of the Woy Woy tunnel now. I gather that's why this track here is called the Tunnel Fire Trail. So down here at the intersection, you can do many explores. I've told you guys in the past where you go from here. So down on the left here, following these power poles, you've got the World War II explosives chamber just below the infinity pool. So if you're interested in doing the infinity pool, once you come down to the intersection, you see tunnel track, Dillon's Farm, Rocky Ponds or Mullet Creek. Just head left. You've got 2 explores down there. If you're wanting to do the culvert, Mullet Creek culvert or tunnel as they call it, or the quarries, well, they dug out the stone for the original bridge, the railway bridge. You would take the Mullet Creek Trail. You can also do the Mount Wondabyne Trig station off this track here. So follow this until you come to the Hawkesbury track on your left. You'll see a sign that says Mount Wondabyne. I don't think there's a sign there that says Trig, but just look for the sign that says Mount Wondabyne Hawkesbury track. That Hawkesbury track will merge into the Mount Wondabyne Trig Fire Trail. We're going to do it this way. If you remember, 3 or 4 months ago we did the giant snake, the Woy Woy snake. Well, I'm going to hit the Trig station from here. So what we want to do, we want to follow the tunnel fire trail down here, and we're going to turn right onto the Mount Wondabyne Trig Fire Trail, and that will lead us into the Hawkesbury track, which will lead us onto the Mullet Creek Trail once we want to explore the long shelter later on in the day. But we're going to head down here and allow the sun to poke up through the clouds, which it's doing at the moment. So they are dispersing quite slowly, but blue sky in front of me now and not a cloud in the sky. So hopefully once we get to the Trig with the 360-degree views, we should be able to see everything all around us. Look how high that mountain is there. Could that be Mount Wondabyne? Who knows? So I believe we're still on the tunnel fire trail. So once you continue on from the intersection, the next marker you will come to will be this gate. I've never seen this gate open before. So if you're seeing this on your travels for the Mount Wondabyne Trig, then you know you're going the right way. You've got a couple of old rail lines secured into the concrete here. Look at that old tree stump. Wow. Can you imagine what it would look like through here when a torrent of water comes down from there? That creek would be brimming. So from here you start heading up, and then up around the corner there we should come to the sign that we're looking for. Just up from the gate you'll come to the top of the hill now, where there's a sign on the left hand side, and this should give us some more information. Now there's the tip. Remember we explored the tip when we did the giant snake? You can see it in the distance there. So we've got a sign here. Is this the track that we want, or the next one along? Let's have a look. Okay, so we are on the tunnel fire trail. Woy Road, that's where we've parked the car. Rocky Ponds. I think that's where I went down to have a look at that Aboriginal art that had been defaced. Or it might have been Patonga Creek or something. And the Great North Walk, that's what we're on. And Mount Wondabyne, Girikul. So I believe, oh, is this the track that we're after or not? Mount Wondabyne, Girikul. There might be a second track, you know. And we'll take this one, considering it says Mount Wondabyne. But I know that Girikul, you have to get back onto the Mullet Creek fire trail and turn right. So I'm just hoping that this track doesn't meet up with the Girikul Hawkesbury track. So we'll head up here. There should be an unmarked track on the right hand side up here, and that'll lead us to the Trig station. Let's see how we go. So if this is the correct track, this will be the Mount Wondabyne Trig fire trail. And looking at the maps last night, I saw a rock platform, possibly where the water runs over. That's going to be our next marker. And once we cross that, the unmarked track should be on our right. Now it was not marked on Google Maps, it might be marked here. But that's what we've got to look out for next. A rocky platform with possibly some water running over it. As I said, this will turn into the Hawkesbury track that leads us back onto the Mullet Creek fire trail. Someone's had a nice fire here. They've camped out overnight. It's a nice area, nice and clear. No trees above to catch fire. I'd say that would be in the last week. A couple of rocks here, 1, 2, possibly 3 or 4 people. Very nice. Well, I didn't expect that. I've just been virtually walking uphill here, and I've come to a toilet, I think. Another fire pit here. Mooney rest area, 17 kilometres. Tonga 10.5. Alright, still no unmarked track off to the right. I wasn't expecting this. Just make sure there's no tracks over this way. See what condition the amenities are in. It's a drop toilet. You don't even have a flusher. Please do not dispose of sanitary items down the dunny. Please take all rubbish with you. Please do not put any cleaning products down the toilet. And that's it, just one drop toilet. Right. It's nice and convenient if you're staying here for the night. Having a toilet nearby. So, still looking for that track. So it looks like we're going to wind our way up through there. Possibly the Trig might be up there. If the track is off to the right, it may lead us up to the mountain there. Just up from where the amenities were. Keep a lookout if you see any little tracks off to your right or left. You're going to start to head up here. If you notice here, there's just a short little walk on top of a rock where someone has made a fire, and you've got some great views, I gather, of Brisbane waters down there. We'll get the better views once we get to the Trig station, but I gather at night time here with the lights lit up, it would look really sweet. So I'm guessing that this track off to the right won't be much further up this track. Let's just keep on the camera and give you an idea of what it looks like. So it gets really thin, so if you're claustrophobic, you may not like the bush coming in on both sides of you. Down the first section there was nice and wide, but through here quite dense. And that mountain that we saw is just off to the right here, so I'm thinking, so here we have an arrow. So this may now go from the Mount Wondabyne Trig Fire Trail. This may turn into the Hawkesbury track. And we have a track that goes up this way. So I would put my money, this would be where the Trig station is. As you notice, there's no sign anywhere. So if you get to this arrow, does it say anything on here or not? No, it may have said the Great North Walk or something on there. Once you get to this little point here, turn right. This should, if my calculations are correct, take us up to the Mount Wondabyne Trig. Got a beautiful eastern whipbird singing to us here, the bulbul. You're going to hear them everywhere around this time of the year. So let's see how long this takes. I'll just keep the camera rolling for a little bit longer. No one's come through this morning because there's spider webs everywhere. It's catching on me. So we're climbing. This makes sense now because I did read, as I told you, there's 360-degree views and the elevation is 251 meters and we're just climbing. So all that intel makes sense. If you're wanting to bushwalk and you've got no one to go with or you don't know what to do, my suggestion, just type in trig stations. 99% of them have the coordinates. If you've got a phone, you can find them on Google Maps, and you can build your confidence up that way. So if you're not sure about the bush, a lot of these trig stations are just off a main trail. I wouldn't suggest you do the hard ones that are really in the bush. So just find some easy ones, type in the coordinates. Someone's been up here. Type in the coordinates in Google Maps and challenge yourself to find it. Look at that. Wow. You can see some buildings in the distance there. Might be Chatswood. Not too sure. And challenge yourself to find it. And then once you do one, do a second, do a third. Once you've got 5 or 10 underneath your belt, you become really experienced, and then you can start doing some harder things. See, I was doing this as a young child, just stumbling upon all these things. You know, we weren't looking for them. Got a little cave here. So I'm not quite sure if we go to the left of this cave, it might bring us down that way. Let's just keep on heading this way. Bull. Someone's graffitied bull. Someone's got, was hanging something off here. Where are you, trig station? Apparently this has got its vein on it, so this is a good looking trig. We have found some trig stations that have been totally dismantled. Here we go. We've got a track straight up here. Now, this is a nice little little walk, this one. I wasn't expecting this to be that good. Trig stations don't really excite a lot of people, but this one is quite nice. I still can't see anything. Okay, so you could have come up either way. We'll head down this way, and you can see it's a nice, well-worn goat track. So I don't think we're too far away now. Okay, so that little rock I showed you earlier on, where they had a little bit of a fire, that was quite low compared to here. Look at the spectacular view now. We can see all the houses and buildings over there towards your miner, I gather. It looks like we're climbing even further. Still can't see anything. Imagine the people back in the day that have had to come up here to put the vein in place. I don't think there would have been such a well-worn track back then. Keep on going, huh? Alright, we're nearly to the top. Okay, I can see a quarry down there. Well, that could be the tip. Straight through there, I can see the digger. That might be a quarry. It looks like he's chipping down the sides of the wall. Alright, where do we go here? Are you up here, Wondabyne Trig? Or am I heading up somewhere where there's nothing here? Fair walk in off that track, huh? Still nothing, but the views are incredible. near the train. Okay, if there is nothing up here, you've got to come up here anyway for the view. Okay, so there's the tip. Woi Woi tip. Look at that. Were we down there before? Oh, there's the trail there. So we would have been over there somewhere. And still no trig inside. See the ocean back there. Let's go a little bit further and see what's down here. How many people must walk along the trail down there and not even have a clue that this stunning view and trig station right here. Hopefully this video now will inform a lot more people. Here it is. Hey, Mount Wondabyne Trig. Okay, so this probably has to rate as the best one I've ever been to. I can't see. Okay, so there's the mullet. There's the intersection down there. There's Roy Lamb, the Sandman. You can see a little bit of the quarry where we're at. I can see the power poles there that lead down to the infinity pool. There's another one right down the bottom there. That's probably the last one. Wow. Might be Lion Island on the other side there. I'm pretty sure that's the Bar High Temple. So that's Terry Hills. That's exactly where I'll be driving this coming Monday. That's my run, my water run for this coming Monday. I do the upper northern beaches up towards Palm Beach. I'm pretty sure, where was it? Right up on there, you can see a little white dome. I think that's the Bar High Temple up there at Ingleside. Let's go see if this trig station's got a plaque on it. As I said, this is just called the Wondabyne Trig. Some people call it Mount Wondabyne Trig, but the other site that I found just said Wondabyne. Normally they have a plaque on them. It may have been the original one here. We've got plenty of old markings here. What does that say? 15837 PWL. If anyone knows what these markings are all about, give me a comment. Let's get right up on top here and give it a hug. Alright, so there's the railway line. I would say that's Mount Wondabyne Quarry. That's where we're going to head down after for the Aboriginal shelter. It's down that way. Doesn't look like to be any plaque on this. Plenty of carvings though in the rock. But unfortunately, no plaque. Would be nice to take a picture of it. It's a bit windy up here, so I don't know whether or not the camera's going to like this, but I'll pan around 360 degrees. Just wait for that wind to die down. Alright, let's start that again. Camera battery shat itself. Let's pan around 360 degrees. I've just noticed the Palm Beach or Barrenjoey Lighthouse. Poking up. So that's exactly where I'll be. So Line Island must be just on the left hand side of that, over that mountain there. This is a must do in my opinion. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, get yourself up to the Mount Wondabyne Trig station. Hopefully you'll have a little less wind than I'm having to deal with up here. Jump down here. Even though it's got 360 degrees views, some trees here are blocking the view, so I'll head back down here again, where it's a little bit more calmer. It would make for some spectacular pictures up here. When I get down there, there's a nice rock down there as well. I should try to get down onto. We'll go back over to where we were here. And shoot off here again. Maybe get down on that other little piece of rock. Just be careful when you're up here also. It's nice and calm on this side. So north, facing north. Actually, where's my compass? I've got my compass here. I haven't even bothered to put it on today. Let's see where this is facing. Okay, stupid me. Well, the ocean's out there, so it's got to be east, isn't it? So east straight out there. Roy Lamb the Sandman is direct north. Okay, so we've got north, east, should be south, and so south is exactly where the Baha'i temple is, and where we could hear that noise coming from that quarry, the Mount Wondabyne quarry. It's west. I'm just going to head down this little steep section here. I want to go onto that little bit here. Let's see what's down there. While I'm up here, it's beautiful and warm. The cloud has gone. I don't know. See, my camera is so small, it looks like I'm not taking anything. And when I get home and I watch it on the laptop, I can then tell the true beauty of it. But here, I can't tell anything. It's like I'm looking at one of those 2005 Nokia phone screens. It's a nice drop down there. Alright, one last pan through and then we're off. That's one of the nicest tips I've ever seen, with that green grass down the side of it there. Right, only thing left to do is grab some pictures from up here, and then we'll start our journey to the Aboriginal shelter. God, I'm looking forward to that. So if you've watched this video, the next upload on the Optimus Prime YouTube channel will be the Upper Mullet Creek Aboriginal Long Shelter. When you're up here at the Wondabyne Trig, just make sure you have a bit of a scout around and have a look for engravings and little caves. If you notice through here, there's a little cave. I've just noticed an engraving here. P something CP plus BT, 16th of the 4th, 1985. So 2 young lovers there in 1985 have come up here and engraved their initials up here. How are we going to get back up onto this rock here? Oh. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay. These ones here, a little bit harder to read. Although someone's tried to paint them or something. The end. Okay, so the end. C. I don't know if it's a C. C-R-I-O-C-H. The end. Whatever that means. And that one there, you would think that was a date. 837, but it looks like to be a 5 there. I don't know what that's all about. No idea. Well, it's time to bid farewell from Mount Wondabyne Trig. So thanks for joining me. This has been fun. More engraving down there. A couple more on this side. We can have a quick look at them. That's the ones we've seen before. I don't know what they mean. 3 might be coordinates for the Trig station. I don't know, is there anything on the vane here? There's nothing on here as well. A lot of people write on these things or engrave their names on here. 24, this guy's been here this year. Just make sure there's no plaque. Nothing. Alright, from up here at Mount Wondabyne Trig Station, I shall bid you farewell until I see you on the next adventure or explore.